Hi, in this lesson I'm going to explain utilizing the open strings, why I do it, and why you might want to think about doing it, and how it's easier to get fills and things like that going when you utilize the open strings rather than holding your hand in a locked position. So let's get into that lesson right now. Okay, so something in open strings. Going to look at Bill Haley and the Comets' Rock Around the Clock. So now, why I'm going to use that is because there's a certain part in that song. I don't think he does it the whole song. He does it in bits and pieces, but the keys in it starts in the key of A when they get going on their main riff, and that's what I want to talk about. So basically it's now he does another part in here where see, so you're already in there. Now that's not basically actually how that goes. I'm just trying to show you how to get from that A to that D relatively simple. Basically the whole song goes like this. Now go this. You know, however you want to do it, you're already there. If you run it, or like I did here from the G, you know, just remember, try and keep that in time, or, you know, think about it so it makes sense going to, right? And then you're gonna rock around the clock tonight. So now, like I say, he doesn't do it the whole song, but there is parts where he goes and walks it from this A down in this pattern, and that's a good opportunity to throw a fill in there. Like I say, if you watch my other videos, you know, try not to screw the band up. Make everything work, make sense. So now that time I was on the D, but I'm already there. So start on the D, or you can come if you're in this pattern, and right, so you can go so and walk it up. You're already in the D. So it's not as hard. Say if you're always holding on to this pattern in the A or in the D, if you're always holding on to that pattern, anchoring your hand down, you don't have as many options as if you use the open strings. If you use the open strings, there's different ways you can run fills down to go into the next chord or whatever. As far as keeping your hand locked down, see, so then you got that D, then you know your E up here. I'm not saying that you can't play the song that way, but it is you have more options open if you use the open strings. Take another pattern. Let's do the one in G. So you got G, B, C, and D, right? Now, see how much easier that is to use that open D rather than rather than doing that. You got that open D right there. So when you go up to the C, you got that G right there. And then you go back to your G pad, and then your D. Right, so whatever fills you might want to put in there, whether you're in the D or the C, walking it down, or whether you want to walk it up. To me, you have more options if you use the open strings rather than, you know, you can do things that way, but if you've already got that open string, like I say, your hand is open to walk yourself down into the next chord, which would be C. So, right, you're on that D right there. So, where would you want to go from there? You know, that like I say, I'd leave that up to you. But now, if it were me, right, so I'm already on that open. I got this G right here. I'm in the G chord. And then I go right down to the C. See what I mean? You're already there, or you could from the, and you're going to walk it down to the C, or fill into the next one. It seems to me easier to utilize the open strings rather than always have your hand anchored down. Now, sometimes you can't, but I'm just saying, whether you're an A or C, G, C, F, and then your G, right? And if you're in G, C, your D, it just depends how you think you might want to put something in there, or however you might want to do it, but utilizing the open strings to me is a lot easier. Okay, well, I hope that helps you out. Again, there's nothing wrong with keeping your hand anchored down, but to me, open strings, it's easier to get your hands around, try different fills. There's nothing wrong with keeping your hand anchored down in a position. You can play that way, but for me, it's just easier to use the open strings. Also, check out all three of my YouTube pages. There's Fly Bass Fiddle Guy Double Bass Channel. Then there's another one, Fly Bass Fiddle Guy, and then there's Fly Bass Fiddle Guy Channel number 2. You can also check me out on Facebook. Facebook, I usually post gigs of my band, or I might be sitting there with somebody playing different things. Sometimes I promote other players on there, different bands, things like that. But anyway, check out all three of my YouTube channels. I'll leave a link in the description, and my Facebook page. And I hope these tips help you out. Remember, just try and practice them slow at first if you're a new player, and keeping things even, keeping your band mates happy that you're keeping in the band functioning, and you're not messing things up. And that's probably the biggest thing I could say is when you're trying to do fills and things like that, make it make sense musically. And you know, if they're going to give you a bass solo sometime in there, then go for something a little bit crazier. But try and make the band function. That's the main thing. So anyway, I hope that helps you out. Like to say thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.